Sorry.
It makes you teary. Why? Help us understand. Why is it so impactful to you?
Sebastian Krause never imagined his trip to America would be so emotional.
Yeah. No, you're human. Happy tears.
In just a few weeks being here,
I fall in love with this country, and this was so emotional. I even cried in the stadium. To be honest, I was a bit scared or had the fear to travel to the United States. News about shootings and criminals and that the country is not safe. Bob takes us home. It's great. America is great. It's the best city.
Boston.
Thank you. Love USA.
Enjoy your time in the US.
To me, I watched the video by myself maybe 40 times. I had tears in my...
When the World Cup arrived in the United States, many European supporters landed with plenty of doubts already in mind. Some expected Americans to be reserved, difficult to approach, or simply uninterested in visitors. Others had heard so many negative stories that they were unsure what kind of welcome they would receive. But shortly after arriving, those expectations began to change. And surprisingly, soccer had very little to do with it. The biggest surprise was the way ordinary people treated them. Visitors shared stories of complete strangers starting friendly conversations, offering directions without being asked, and stepping in whenever someone looked confused. In some cases, local Americans even offered to pay for meals simply because they wanted international fans to feel welcomed during their stay.
I feel like the American confidence gets a lot of criticism, but it's something that I've really appreciated as a foreigner. We were literally just walking Venice Beach and Joe sneezes and some guy comes up and he's like, "Oh, bless you." And then as we're walking along the beach, this lady comes up to me and she approaches me in such a familiar, friendly way that I genuinely thought she was talking to someone else. And she said "Oh my god, I love your shirt." And by the time she'd kind of walked off, I kind of realized, oh shit, she was talking to me. And I turned around and quickly said thank you. But it was just the way she approached me. It was so easy. And it was like she's talking to a friend of hers, which is why I was so confused.
What surprised him most was how complete strangers openly encouraged him, praised his progress, and celebrated his accomplishments without hesitation. Even people he had never met were willing to show support and recognize his hard work in everyday public places. For him, that positive reaction was unexpected, refreshing, and unlike anything he had experienced back home. Take a look at what he had to say.
American people are so much friendlier than Brits. I've noticed from the first day or so of being here. I don't know how or why, but just how they approach you, they're just so much more positive. And I feel like that also is how they look at wealth and success. We tend to frown upon it, and there's jealousy, and it's condemned in a way in the UK. People don't really celebrate it as much, whereas here it's promoted and people genuinely want to see each other do well. But from all the interactions I've had, everybody just, even if it's people they don't know, just dap each other up and just show a lot more love rather than the Brits. We're a lot more to ourselves and a bit colder. This is also the same for any Americans I've met while traveling as well. So guys, if you're watching, I'm showing you some love here just like you've shown me. You're very positive, and I don't know, you don't take life as seriously. You're just a lot more happy than the Brits. Don't get me wrong, we're not as obnoxious and we're not as irritating sometimes in public spaces. That is where the Americans take a point down. But in friendliness and showing love, especially to random people that you've just met.
But during his time in America, the experience felt completely different. People were quick to welcome him, start friendly conversations, and offer helpful advice without expecting anything in return. Some locals even took extra time to warn him about important things he had never considered, leaving him impressed by how much strangers were willing to look out for one another. What began as an ordinary trip soon became an unexpected lesson in American hospitality. Take a look at what happened.
The thing that still genuinely confuses me about America, it's not the food, it's not the size, it's not the trucks. It's the fact that strangers are so genuinely kind. Anywhere you walk, hello, how you doing? Giving you a bit of advice about what trail to go down. Stay away from that moose, they're really aggressive. I didn't know that. I thought maybe I was just getting lucky in the other states that we went to, or I was just finding little pockets where Americans were friendly. But it's all over. Every single state I have been to, Americans go out of their way to say hello and be kind and offer up suggestions. Complete opposite of the UK. There are many occasions when I walk down the road in the UK and I say hello to someone and they completely ignore me. Makes me feel like a fool. It doesn't happen over here in America. Everybody's up for a chat. Everybody is really, really
A British traveler ignored countless warnings telling her to avoid San Francisco and decided to experience the city for herself. Arriving shortly after sunrise in a huge 25-foot RV, she expected to encounter the troubling scenes people had described. But what she discovered was completely different. As she drove through the quiet morning streets, the city's impressive architecture, peaceful neighborhoods, and scenic surroundings immediately caught her attention. She was so surprised by the atmosphere that she compared certain areas to some of London's most prestigious districts. Her first-hand experience quickly challenged everything she had been told before the trip. Watch what happened next.
Really nice.
Next up, we have a British tourist who was repeatedly warned to stay far away from San Francisco, but she decided to risk it anyway, rolling into the city early in the morning in a massive 25-foot RV. Instead of the chaos she was told to expect, she was completely stunned by how beautiful the streets actually were, even comparing parts of it to some of the most elite areas back in London. Take a look.
My honest first impressions of San Francisco as a British girl visiting for the first time. A lot of you did say to avoid it and a lot of you said to go in, it's beautiful. So James and I decided to go in, and we went in with a 25-foot RV. We went quite early in the morning, so it wasn't that busy, but it seemed like it was fine to drive in. It was just very hilly, like it's like a typical city. It wasn't too bad. But let me tell you, San Francisco is so beautiful. From what we saw, where we went, we were on California Street, it was beautiful. It was also a very clean city, like I didn't see any rubbish anywhere. Compared to LA, San Francisco looked a lot nicer. Now I know there's probably some areas that are a bit more dodgy than others, but in all, San Francisco was beautiful. Don't get me started on houses. The houses, they had like a Victorian style. They were very pretty. They kind of remind me of houses back in London, in some places in London, which is nice. So overall, San Francisco, from what we saw, it was lovely. And
Back home, casual conversations with strangers often led to uncomfortable looks or complete silence. But in Texas, people welcomed him into friendly conversations as if they had known him for years. The warmth, kindness, and natural sense of connection made the entire place feel like one large community. What began as a simple, everyday moment quickly became one of his most memorable experiences since moving. For him, it was surprising proof that even a short conversation can make a new city feel much more like home.
Thing I've noticed since moving to Texas is people here are so kind and friendly. Like, I'll be out in public, in line, waiting to order, and the person in front of me will just randomly turn around and ask me how my day's going. Like, it's so cool that you can start a conversation effortlessly here, rather than, you know, where I'm from, sometimes it's, you'll talk to a stranger randomly, and they'll turn around and like, kind of look at you like, are you sure you're talking to me? Or okay, I guess you're a stranger talking to me. And here it's like normal, like you feel that southern hospitality that they say about Texas for sure here. So I just wanted to point out, people here are so nice, friendly. It's like a big family. Even though you don't know anybody, I don't know anybody yet. I just moved here like a week ago, but I definitely feel already like I'm...
Despite receiving alerts about severe weather, the brothers did not realize how intense the conditions could become. Before long, heavy rain and powerful winds left them stranded in the middle of a major storm, unsure of where to go or how they would reach safety. Then, at the moment they needed help most, someone they had never met stepped forward. This local stranger offered support without expecting anything in return, turning a stressful night into a powerful memory. The unexpected act of generosity completely changed the visitor's understanding of hospitality and showed him how one thoughtful decision can leave a lasting impression.
Houston hospitality is unreal. I made a video a few days ago going through our Airbnb that we're staying in. My brother and I are here for 10 days to watch the 2 Portugal games being hosted in Houston. And when I posted that video, between all of the love, the welcoming, the comments, the recommendations from that video, and just meeting Houstonians, how nice everyone has been, how welcoming everybody has been, how hospitable everybody has been. We've just felt super welcomed, and we have nothing but amazing things to say about Houston hospitality. And that's coming from a Portuguese Canadian, where on the Portuguese side, we pride ourselves for being super welcoming, and on the Canadian side, we sort of pride ourselves for being nice.
Their reactions offered a fresh perspective and reminded us that familiar customs can appear exciting, surprising, and unforgettable through the eyes of people from another part of the world. Which moment stood out to you the most? And what did you think about their overall experience? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching, support the video by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more interesting stories, reactions, and updates. Thanks for spending your time with us. We'll be back soon with another engaging video, so stay tuned and see you in the next one.